dark of graveyard chatter, in the light of freedom's call, in the heat of any matter. We travel as equals or not at all. Gloom, disgust, class divide, I saw it written on the wall. The only way we can survive, we travel as equals or not at all.
On this album you play all the instruments.
Yeah, I played all the instruments sort of like how I imagined Prince would do it or something.
Really?
Like Prince style. I always imagined him playing all the instruments, so. I mean, that's not why I played all the instruments, but...
No, I mean, it works, and I actually had to look twice to verify that you had played all the instruments.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, even with the best musicians who can play a lot of instruments, there's usually some sort of weak...
Right.
You know, they're not a good bass player or they're not a good drummer or something, but your album really works.
Thanks. I started out on bass, and I actually wanted to be a fusion bass player. So I ended up working out a lot with a metronome and a click track, and bass is actually a good middle ground between sort of a rhythmic thing and melodic. So from there I could play drums, and then I went into playing acoustic guitar and writing more sort of folky sort of songs.
Did you always envision this as a two-disc?
No. Every time I make a record, I sort of have this idea that it's going to be a double record, and then always at the last minute I think better of it and pare it down into one and sort of think, okay, people don't want this much music, or they can't, their attention span won't be able to handle it, so I usually always pare it down. But and part of the reason why I put this one out immediately and for free was because I wanted it to be a double album, and I wanted to give people the option to like either just download disc one if you want sort of a single record, or here's what would have been left off in a way if you want both records. So I wanted to capture it before I got afraid and pared it down and thought about it. That's kind of why I released it the way I did too, because I knew I knew it had this momentum and energy, and I was still existing within it. And so often you put a record out and it's like 6 months old for you by the time you put it out. So you're not really in its space anymore, and then you go and talk about it and you're not really there anymore. So I wanted to, this is the first time I'm like actually still with this record in a way, like I'm still inside it. And I made it all in Brooklyn in my home studio too. So
but free. You've given all this work away for free. What's the? I mean, you could have said, "Pay what you want."
Well, there's an option to donate, and people have donated. So we've actually done pretty well in that way. And I mean, I think like we're living in this new sort of day of trying to sort of put our stuff out there and get people to pay attention to it. So I think. It's kind of experimental. It's in line with the nature of the record, which I think is experimental, and sort of, so I feel like it's all kind of, the sort of intention of the record is also in how it's being released in a way. And we're going to try to put it out in a traditional way as well. Like we have 5 new bonus tracks that we're going to put it out on iTunes.
I see.
And so we're kind of like making it up as we go.
Yeah, I saw you on Letterman and you had a full band. Are you going to tour with a full band?
I would love that. That also, the thing is I can tour solo, and so it's a financial consideration, But I would love to tour with a full band for sure. I've been touring the last couple of years solo, so I think it's time to play with a band again.